When buying a PC gaming headset, you want something stylish. Something so eye-catching that it lights up the room. Something comfortable enough to wear for hours on end. With amazing sound quality to capture gaming's best beats. Is that what ROCCAT is giving players with their latest wireless gaming headset? That's what we wanted to find out. This is the ROCCAT Syn Pro Air, a wireless 3D audio PC gaming headset from the makers of the ELO brand, ROCCAT, and the PC brand of Turtle Beach. Already this headset is checking a lot of boxes. For one, just look at that design. It's got a very modern design that is extremely easy to look at. I have really enjoyed looking at this product throughout my testing experience. It's got a very nice textured matte black finish to it that you just have to appreciate. It's really nice in that. It's also very form-fitting because this headset doesn't have a lot of wasted space. A lot of other gaming headsets that I really just don't like, it's a big pet peeve of mine, is whenever there's too much space between the head and the headset frame itself. And this one does not really give you that much space, which is nice because it gives you that very nice snug feeling. It actually surprised me because this gaming headset, the Syn Pro Air, has a plastic frame. And I personally don't like plastic frames. You can see in a few of my other videos that I mostly talk about how I like metal frames. Just because metal frames have that nice sturdy feel to it, whereas plastic frames tend to feel like they're gonna break after a number of years. But this one, it doesn't feel like that. It's got a very thick plastic that just, it seems reliable, and it never creaked, it never groaned, it never did anything that made me feel like at any given point it was just going to shatter in my hands. Another really interesting part about the frame itself is the adjustable ear cushions. Normally, whenever you have a headset, the adjustable ear cushion happens inside the frame. This one happens outside the frame, which I thought was just really cool and original. As you can see here, the exterior frame adjusts very quietly, very seamlessly, and very easily. And that's one of the biggest things that I enjoyed about the Syn Pro Air. That is cool, and I want to see it on a lot more gaming headsets. Now, while we're on the exterior of the Syn Pro Air, we cannot continue without talking about the exterior of the ear cushion. We're talking about the nameplate here with the ROCCAT Syn Pro Air. It's really nice in that you get to see the names ROCCAT Syn. Kind of interesting that you don't get to the Pro Air part, but that's fine. That's a design choice. It's got that matte black finish that the entire headset has, so it all matches. It's also a very nice, very clean look, except for the fact that it gets dirty really easily. So that clean look, it doesn't last very long after a while, because throughout my testing, I would just touch it here and there, and it would just pick up on my fingerprints, and it took a lot of scrubbing with a microfiber cloth to get it off. So that's one thing to note about the Syn Pro Air. It's nice, it's got a nice look to it, but it's going to smudge really easily. Another part that I'm not a big fan of is the RGB lighting. And as you can see here, I have it on, but you can probably notice it more underneath the headset, more so than actually when you're looking at the plate itself. That's a big problem, because whenever you buy a headset that has RGB lighting, you want that full-on lighting experience, and that Syn Pro Air, it really doesn't give it to you. It's got to just be really dark for you to actually see what it looks like. What doesn't help matters is that the RGB lighting is controlled by ROCCAT's new software, ROCCAT Neon. It's replacing the old Swarm software, and it's just, at this point, it's too early for it actually to affect the product very meaningful. One reason is that you can adjust the lighting to be the ROCCAT AMO, or you can have it to be more custom, except for the fact that when you change it to custom, it actually doesn't do too much. When I try to change it to just a solid color or to start with a different color, it wouldn't really do much. There was not a whole lot of customizability. So I think that's something that they're going to work on and update in the future. But right now, it's just not where it is. The best way to keep this on is AMO. And AMO, you can't really adjust the intensity or the lighting, so you're stuck with what you have. It's a very nice, visually interesting lighting process, but it's only for when it's really dark inside your room. Let's switch gears now to the interior of the product, the interior of the Syn Pro Air. We're going to start now with the ear cushions. The ear cushions use a very comfortable, squishy design, and it's got a memory foam material that's really nice to wear. You can wear this for a number of hours and actually kind of forget that you're even wearing them, and I really appreciated that a lot about the Syn Pro Air. No matter what, no matter how long, it never felt like there was too much stress on your head or even on someone who's wearing glasses like me. Your ears felt good, and it was just a really nice, comfortable experience. Now let's talk about what's inside those ear cushions. These are 50mm speakers, and they are a blast to listen to. Everything that I was listening to, be it movies, TV shows, music, games, it all just captured the true essence of the sound and created a very memorable sound experience. I was blown away a lot of the time while wearing the ROCCAT Syn Pro Air. Now the Neon software will let you change how you're listening based off of what you're doing, with little features that Turtle Beach is known for, with superhuman hearing and 3D audio. One con, though, about changing the audio with the Neon features is that the Neon software itself will give you little samples for based off of what you're listening to, be it, games, music, movies, what have you. If you click on it, it doesn't really do much. It doesn't change, or at least there are no visible changes that you can see, which is a bit of an issue for me. But you can change the volume, you can change the mic volume pretty easily. But as far as actually customizing that experience or using the samples that they give you, it's lacking in that aspect. Speaking of the microphone, let's talk about where it's located. When I was doing my game testing, I had a hard time finding where the microphone was. And they give you this nice, very flexible microphone, but it's detached. Where is it? Where are you going to plug that in? I looked down here, nothing. I looked on the sides, nothing. I thought for a while, because when it comes in, it has like a microphone button. Usually you would think maybe that is a mute button. Me personally, that's what I thought. Until I realized you have to take off this cap and then you can plug in the microphone itself. The plugging in the microphone can be a bit of a process if you're not paying attention, because if you just plug it in like this, it's not going to do anything. It doesn't actually attach. You don't listen or hear a little beep that tells you that it's connected. Instead, you have to look for the grooves of the microphone, look for the grooves inside here, and then find it, and then give it a nice press, and now it's connected. Now, as you can see, it's got a lot more support. It's not just drooping down. It's here, and you can use that as you are speaking, and then you can bring it up here for while you are muted. This is a cool feature. I like that, being able to mute yourself just by pushing it up. I think that's a nice feature. You get the microphone out of your way. Let's listen to how the microphone sounds now. Okay, so we've switched to the audio for the ROCCAT Syn Pro Air. This is the microphone that's going to be picking you up. This is the sound that your friends and anybody else that you're playing with is going to hear. Uh, it's good in that it cancels out all other sound. So before, you may have heard a subway going by, you may have heard the air conditioning, you may have heard any number of other sounds. But with this, it cancels out all the other sound, and it's really nice in that aspect. That said, it also does kind of sound like you're in a helicopter half the time. Like whenever you watch those movies or TV shows and people are in the helicopter and they've got the headset on and they're talking to each other, that's kind of what it reminded me of. But I think there's a lot of quality in the microphone, this TrueSpeak microphone of the ROCCAT Syn Pro Air, and it's enough to want to buy it. Now, let's go ahead and test that mute function, see how it works. And now I am back. So it's very seamless, and that's one of the big perks of the ROCCAT Syn Pro Air. Let's switch back to the other audio. Now, the two biggest parts of buying a wireless gaming headset are connectivity and battery life. The battery life of the ROCCAT Syn Pro Air is really nice. It's 24 plus hour battery life. Now, that's dictated on how you're using it. Are you using it with full-on AMO RGB lighting? Or are you turning it off and just playing with normal sound and just playing as a normal headset? Using it in different ways is going to drain the battery life or prolong it. So, for instance, if you are using AMO, you might have a little bit less of a battery life. And also, if you are using superhuman hearing or using 3D audio a lot, you might lose some battery life as well. But overall, it never really died on me. I was able to play it for actually the full 24 plus hours, and it was really quite nice. It's also very easy and fast to charge. The ROCCAT Syn Pro Air uses a USB-C charger, and it charges pretty fast. Number of hours, and then boom, you have a fully charged headset at your disposal. So that's pretty cool. As far as connectivity, I'm really weird about wireless gaming headsets because for moments they might just turn off for no reason. This one, it did it to me a couple of times. It wasn't a whole lot to really annoy me, but there were some moments where it did, and it was a bit of a surprise, a bit of a shock. But compared to other wireless gaming headsets that I've used, this one was very reliable throughout my testing, so that is worth noting. Also, I thought this was really cool too. It comes with a USB-C attachment for your USB to be able to connect to a USB-C port. I thought that was really cool. Overall, the ROCCAT Syn Pro Air, it's a really nice product. It's a great wireless gaming headset, but unfortunately it's being held back by the Neon software. Once that Neon software is updated, I feel like it's going to be a lot better, but right now it's really limited in what it can do. Let's talk about some pros and cons. The pros of the ROCCAT Syn Pro Air, absolutely design. I love this modern design. It's very nice to look at, very beautiful. It's also extremely comfortable to wear. That's another really good part of it. The ear cushions, the memory foam, love it. You can wear it for hours and there's no issues whatsoever. Also really enjoyed the microphone, love the 3D audio, love the 50mm speakers. Those are big pluses for the ROCCAT Syn Pro Air. Now talking about some cons for the ROCCAT Syn Pro Air, biggest one is the lighting. Just the very dim lighting, the covering of this plate, it's just not doing it for me. I really wish you could experience the lighting in a more vibrant way, and the ROCCAT Syn Pro Air doesn't give you that. Also, another thing is the Neon software. It's really not there yet. It's a product, it's a design that's in its infancy, and that software needs a lot more updating for it to actually unlock the full potential of the Syn Pro Air. Okay, so let's talk about one last con. It's kind of a minor one, but it's one that I think will affect the ROCCAT Syn Pro Air very long term, and that has to do with the ear cushions. While yes, the ear cushions are extremely comfortable, they are one of the highlights of the ROCCAT Syn Pro Air, you also can't detach them, you can't take them off. So if you have a really long gaming session, you get into one of those sweaty gamer modes, it's going to be really hard to clean. So it's one thing that is really worrisome about the ROCCAT Syn Pro Air, but it's short term, it's fine, it's no big deal. But long term, as you use it more and more and more, it may get a little funky, so just be careful of that. And there you have it. Those are my thoughts on the ROCCAT Syn Pro Air. If you want to buy the ROCCAT Syn Pro Air, it is available now. I'll have a link down in the description box, but you can purchase it on the ROCCAT website for $149.99. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications on more tech reviews and content we'll be coming out with. Also, if you have a question about the ROCCAT Syn Pro Air, or if you have a product you'd like us to check out, leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. I'm Matt Move the Joystick. Thank you so much for watching.